Kansas City, Missouri has been called the heart of America. That nickname is fitting, seeing as how the city is the nation's most centrally located major metropolitan area. With its historic architecture, world-class restaurants and shops, street art, craft spirits, and major museums, Kansas City has so much to offer. When you think about Kansas City, the first things that might come to mind are barbecue and blues songs. But there's so much more to the City of Fountains than just smoked meat and music. It has a little bit of something for everyone. From galleries to theaters to science centers to sports arenas, Kansas City is jam-packed full of sights and attractions that everyone in your family will likely appreciate. Whether you've come to shop at the famous Country Club Plaza or to experience the city's bustling distillery scene, you can expect more than a few surprises when you visit. Keep watching to discover the many great things to do in Kansas City. Check out the city's renowned fountains. Founded in 1973, the City of Fountains Foundation was formed to celebrate Kansas City's love affair with fountains. Back in the late 1800s, Kansas City's leaders envisioned their city would have, quote, more boulevards than Paris and more fountains than Rome. The first fountains built were used primarily as watering holes for both citizens and animals. As the years rolled on, more fountains were installed to serve as memorials and for the beautification of the city. In modern times, Kansas City hosts more than 200 fountains. 48 of these are open to the public to appreciate. The oldest functioning fountain in the city, the Women's Leadership Fountain, located in the Paseo West neighborhood, was built in 1899. A few other notable fountains can be found in the Country Club Plaza shopping center and at green spaces like Kessler Park. If you want to spend the day fountain hopping, you should start with the city's most iconic one, the Mill Creek Fountain. Built in Paris, France in 1910, this fountain was transported to Kansas City in 1951. From there, you can head on over to Union Station, where you'll find the Henry Wollmock Block Fountain, which features 232 water jets. Then you can hop over to the Crown Center Square Fountain, which is featured in choreographed performances by the Kansas City Symphony. Wrap up your day of exploration at the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, where you will find the Fountain Basis, the world's oldest fountain with a marble bowl. The fountain dates back to 220 AD. It was acquired from Italy. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. And keep watching to learn all about Kansas City's many museums, distilleries, and shops. Shop till you drop at Country Club Plaza. A day at Kansas City's highly celebrated and popular shopping center, Country Club Plaza, should definitely be on your itinerary. During the holiday season, the Country Club Plaza hosts the annual Plaza Lighting Ceremony. During the summer months, you can take a gondola ride along Brush Creek, and in autumn it hosts the Plaza Art Fair. This 15-block shopping complex is filled with Spanish-inspired architecture and is an excellent spot to shop any time of year. You'll find high-end stores like Michael Kors, Tiffany & Company, and Charlie Hustle, as well as independent shops like Made in Kansas, where you can find locally produced items like hats, candles, and ceramics. Children's Peace Pavilion. This family-friendly, hands-on museum is a great place for your children to learn all about the concept of peace. The museum features 25 child-oriented, interactive learning activities that encourage kids to implement conflict resolution strategies and techniques while learning communication and stewardship skills invaluable to their daily lives. Kansas City Streetcar. This 2.2-mile streetcar route is completely free to ride. It connects visitors with some of downtown Kansas City's most vibrant districts and popular tourist destinations. The route makes 16 stops throughout the Crossroads Arts District, Power and Light District, and River Market. Make sure you check out each of these destinations as they're interesting and entertaining in their own ways. To guide you in your adventures, tune in to a series of free audio tours provided by the Jackson County Historical Society that will educate you about the history of several downtown Kansas City sites. Take a tour of Kansas City's many murals. Kansas City is home to some of the Midwest's top-rated museums and galleries, but it also has a thriving and vibrant street art scene. If you want to take a tour that'll show off some of the best murals in the city, you should probably start in the 18th and Vine District to view murals that celebrate Kansas City's jazz history. After appreciating what that neighborhood has going for it, head over to the corner of West 43rd Street and Westport Road to feast your eyes on a newly painted piece featuring the likeness of the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Wrap up your tour at East 17th and Main Street, where you'll find a mural called the Chiefs Kingdom Mural on the side of Tom's Town Distilling that honors the city's championship football team. Explore the historic River Market neighborhood. The River Market area is best known for hosting its weekend farmers market, but it's more than just a great place to purchase some produce. After shopping for locally produced goods and trinkets over at City Market, mosey around the surrounding stores. Be sure to make a stop at Carollo's Italian Grocery and Deli to try a sampling of their house-made sausage, fresh cheeses, and olive oil, which is stored in rustic wooden barrels. From there, you can saunter on over to Berkeley Park, where you can enjoy unparalleled views overlooking the Missouri River. For a bit of a history lesson, stop by the quaint Planters Seed and Spice Co. before checking out the excellent Arabia Steamboat Museum, where you'll find a fairly extensive collection of pre-Civil War artifacts, photos, and documents. If you work up a bit of an appetite, grab lunch over at Pigwich, a great little sandwich shop located inside the local pig butchery. Travel back in time at Union Station. This 850,000 square feet architectural wonder, built in 1914, served as a working train station until the 80s when it closed down after decades of neglect. In 1999, it reopened after being renovated and more than 10 million pounds of debris were removed. Today, Union Station has been restored to its original condition. Amtrak still continues to operate trains out of the station, but it's also home to outstanding restaurants like Pierpont's and Harvey's. You can find live entertainment at the City Stage Theater, and there's also a planetarium and science center worth visiting. Make sure you remember to look up and see Union Station's massive chandeliers, 95-foot ceiling, and giant 6-foot clock in the Grand Hall. Stop and smell the roses at the Ewing and Muriel Kauffman Memorial Garden. Donated to the city by pharmaceutical magnate Ewing Kauffman and his lovely wife Muriel, this 2-acre garden is a beautiful place to spend an afternoon or have a relaxing picnic. The couple designed the garden to resemble parks found throughout Europe. They paired vibrantly colored perennial flower beds with many diverse species of trees. Stone walls, brick paths, fountains, and bronze sculptures by Tom Corbin add an extra layer of aesthetic flair to the ornate grounds. Visiting the garden is free, but you can also take a guided tour for an additional charge. Treat your taste buds with a craft cocktail. During Prohibition, Kansas City's lively drinking scene was maintained thanks partly to the corrupt political boss Tom Pendergrast. Bootlegging was a flourishing business, and the city was replete with many speakeasies, illegal gambling dens, and even had its very own red light district. Kansas City's dedication to good drinks remains. World-class distilleries can be found all over town, and there are plenty of bars to wet your whistle. Founded in 1887, J. Rieger & Company produced more than 100 varieties of alcoholic beverages before closing their doors in 1919 when Prohibition began. Less than a century later, it reopened in its original locale in the Electric Park District and now produces whiskey, gin, vodka, and other spirits. A few other distilleries worth making stops at are Mean Mule Distilling Company, Tom's Town Distilling Company, and Lifted Spirits Distillery. Educate yourself at a top-tier museum. The National World War I Museum is acclaimed for being one of the best of its kind in the nation. The museum is housed in a modern building with a glass walkway over a field of red poppies that serve as a reminder of the combat that took place in the trenches in the First World War. A lot of people overlook this museum, but it's one of the best in the city. Sports fans will appreciate Kansas City's Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. Back in the day, baseball was racially segregated, and there were African-American-only teams, such as the New York Black Yankees. This museum tells the story of what it was like when the sport was segregated and the story of its eventual integration as the civil rights movement progressed. Music lovers must visit the American Jazz Museum, where visitors can learn about the history of jazz music and its various styles, instruments, and famed musicians who once called Kansas City their home. Charlie Parker actually lived and performed in the same neighborhood. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss any great spots in Kansas City? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.